Hi, my name is Runehound, and I want to be the best wizard in the world. In order to do that, I have to go back to my roots, to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. This is where majority of the most well-known witches and wizards went. One in particular is very famous and awesome. Hermione Granger. Oh, and Harry Potter went there too. Now, in order to realize my dream, I have to go and learn as much magic as I can. So the plan is to go back to Hogwarts and walk the same steps that Hermione Granger, the current Minister of Magic, did. And just like Hermione, we can't accept anything less than academic excellence. So our teachers need to rate our performance with a perfect in each and every class. Being able to get a perfect score in class means attending all of our classes. So in order to do that, we go over here to the map and click on today's classes. This is how we find out our classes for the day. We can also click on schedule to find out the classes for the entire week. Now with schedule in hand and determination to accept nothing but perfection, we start off with Quidditch. Now based on the hours of Quidditch footage that I've studied, I've learned that in order to get a high score in Quidditch, you charge at opposing Quidditch players and then dodge out of the way at the last possible moment so you don't lose health. You also need to shoot the quaffle into the hoop without a keeper. There are also buffs that you can get while you're flying. Green means health, and yellow, just like what most Slytherin motorists think, is for speeding up. Then, if we have to, we're going to use these potions to increase our health, just in case we're low. Alright, so we won, but it wasn't perfect. Then again, even Hermione had trouble flying. So let's just move on to the next one. Now, History of Magic class. This is where we put to use all of those years of nerding out on Harry Potter. The questions are all Wizarding World related trivia. Just answer all of Professor Gorski's questions correctly, and I'm guessing that Professor Binns is retired. Not exactly sure what a retired ghost does though. But if I get a score of at least 420, I get a perfect rating. Next up is Muggle Studies. Now, as a Muggle-born wizard, I should definitely have the advantage here. Although, as Hagrid put it,
why there isn't a wizard alive today that's not half-blood or less.
That means that there are a lot less pure-blood wizards at Hogwarts, so maybe I don't really have a huge advantage. But I can only hope that their public school education will fail them more than it'll fail me. These are general knowledge questions that are either about Muggles or affect Muggles. We need to score higher than the other group of students, so if we fail, we can just blame our classmates. Our group needs a score of at least 460 to get a perfect rating. Now, it's time for Charms with Professor Flitwick. The first lesson of Charms, as always, is Wingardium Leviosa. Now, to get a perfect rating, I have to make sure that all three players survive and we defeat a troll in 170 seconds. Now, I'm not sure what's going on here. It's either we time traveled back to when the troll was at Hogwarts, or Professor Flitwick has taken a page off of Alastor Moody's teaching style and is trapping students in a bathroom with a troll. The troll really hits hard if he catches you. And the only sure way to incapacitate the troll is with Wingardium Leviosa. So prior Incantado is good, so that you can use Wingardium Leviosa twice. It's also best to use Cassandra as the first companion since the room isn't that big and she can continuously keep hitting the troll. The next class in Charms is Reparo. To get a perfect rating in Reparo, all players must survive and have the armored soldier reach the end of the hall in 210 seconds. So, I'm gonna use the Hermione deck to keep dishing out damage to all the enemies while my soldier moves forward. That was harder than I thought. I guess I can't outdamage them because they keep spawning. Switching to a Snape deck for attacking multiple targets. The plan is to just keep healing the soldier and then use Ventus and Howlers to keep the enemies away. I guess using the Ron Companion, Glacius, and Acromantula Venom would also help. And And results just like how we planned it. Now we attend Hagrid's class. Just like Flitwick's, there are 2 classes here. First lesson is dealing with gnomes. To get a perfect rating, we need to make sure that all the players and the pumpkin survive. So here I'm gonna use the Weasley twin deck so that I can keep summoning companions. I'm gonna use Cassandra and Fire Crabs to keep watch over all the gnome burrows, and Ron Weasley for all the gnomes that do get out, and then Sidelong Apparition to put all the pumpkins in one place. Next lesson from Hagrid is with the Hippogriff. To get a perfect rating, 1, Cassandra and all the players must survive, and 2, we defeat the Hippogriff in 120 seconds. Now, this might be a bit harder since Cassandra doesn't have a lot of hit points, and no fair that the big Hippogriff summons 3 smaller Hippogriffs. Well, Cassandra didn't survive. We didn't like her anyway. Would probably be a good idea to bring along Daniel, Essence of Divinity, and a Protego Totalum spell to protect Cassandra. Unfortunately, I still have to go through divination. So to get a perfect rating in divination, our group has to score all perfect when we draw the image that we get shown on the crystal ball. And everyone needs to be able to guess what I draw, and I have to guess what they draw. Well, another perfect rating gone. But who cares? Hermione Granger dropped divination anyway. Now here, ancient runes. That's more like it. Unfortunately, as an old wizard, this might be hard for us. I have to match the runes with their partners on the board. So I have to remember where all the runes that get opened are, but I can barely remember what I had for breakfast, let alone all these runes. Well, at least we only have to get 6 pairs. Ha! Plan perfectly executed. I had absolutely no doubt that we were going to get a perfect rating on that. And finally, I faced Defense Against the Dark Arts. This is also the only subject that both Harry and Hermione took, but Harry scored higher in their owls. So, I must avenge our Minister of Magic. 2 classes for Defense Against the Dark Arts as well. First lesson is against the Cornish pixies that Gilderoy Lockhart set free. To get a perfect rating, I need to capture 78 regular pixies and 5 elite pixies in 120 seconds. I also need to make sure that all of our classmates survive. At least I can use the Immobilus spell here. Also good to bring Prior Incantado. The plan is to use spells and companions that help group up the pixies, then have Cassandra and Ron deal damage to them. Oh well. Excellent rating. Well, at least it's at par with our minister. Last class for the week is Facing a Boggart. For a perfect rating, all players need to survive and we have to defeat our fears in 120 seconds. Now, if you remember, Hermione also had a problem with this in their 3rd year. And then our fears get summoned one at a time. We then cast Ridiculous to finish off the Boggart. The fears we can choose from here are random, so I'm just gonna use the Hermione deck. Oh my god! We did it! We got a perfect rating! And those were all of our classes at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. We can't get it perfect all the time. Even Hermione Granger had off days. But that doesn't mean we give up on our goal of becoming the best wizard in the world. So, until next time, fellow mages, if you like this video, subscribe and give it a like. And see you all in the wizarding world.